Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've got a pretty exciting one here. So we've got the live arena preview video from Raid. We're going to go through that now, see what it looks like. Let's hope it's going to be awesome. We're also going to go through a champion which you're going to be able to collect somehow through the live arena system. I'm guessing we're going to find out in this video. But if not, I'll still go through that champion at the end. He does look like a banger. So we'll go through that in a minute. But let's check out then what Raid have got to say about live arena coming soon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our newest update preview, where we'll be shining a light on one of our most highly anticipated features. Prepare to enter the live arena. As always, let's cover the basics first.
Just have a quick look. Okay, still 4v4, which we knew anyway, but what are you saying for the backdrop, guys? Enjoying it? I think it looks pretty sweet.
Live Arena is a new arena mode where you can engage in real-time PvP battles against other players. While that's incredibly awesome by itself, Live Arena...
Sorry to keep cutting in, but notice here it says 15 seconds. I think in previous iterations we were seeing 30 seconds at the top, which people were worried about. I think 15 is a much better number.
Also comes with new quests, new artifact sets, as well as a Great Hall expansion, where you can use special Live Arena crests you earn from winning battles to unlock additional bonuses. I know, I'm excited too. You'll unlock Live Arena once you reach level 50, and it'll be open several times a day. Our first idea was to have this as an always-on feature, but in development, we found it caused problems finding matches quickly and reliably. So,
just on that point, I think that's actually a really good idea. You know when your set kind of period of time to fight is. You can schedule your time around that. If it's open 2 or 3 times a day, then you might be able to fit it in around, you know, your day job, if you like. So I do think that's a good idea to not just have it rolling 24/7. Comment below though, what do you think? Do you agree with that or not?
So, our plan is to open Live Arena on a set daily schedule, so we can ensure you won't have huge wait times when finding a match. Nice. To make sure everything's working correctly ahead of its grand opening, we'll be running a Live Arena test launch with a limited group of players. You can see the schedule for this test on screen now. As for the full launch, here's the schedule on screen. Live Arena will open in 2-hour windows, which should give you more than enough time to get your battles in. Remember, the full launch schedule is subject to change, and we'll of course let you know if and when it does. Enough talk. How do I start fighting? Like Classic or Tag Arena, initiating a Live Arena battle costs a Live Arena token. You can have a maximum of 5 at any given time, and you can purchase a refill with gems if you run out. Each new refill will cost more than the last one, though both the refill price and your default Live Arena tokens reset each day at midnight UTC. So your tokens are burning a hole in your pocket.
Okay, so you get given 5. It's not like they're saying you need to do a bazillion. I guess they're not going to do this, but they should. They need to speed up Tag Team Arena. Like, I like that they add new features, yeah. And I've said this a few times, but if you add more features in this game, you do need to speed up some of the other stuff in the game. Yeah, every time they've added something else, which is cool, you know, it's new content, fine. I like that. You've got to find a way to get us some time back, because I was actually looking at a report. I'm going to do a video on a report. Raid is up there as like a top 10 time spent in-game app. And they probably think that's a good thing, but I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's actually detrimental to the player base and to the amount of players they could have playing this game.
Let's get to the juicy PvP fun. Once you hit the Find Opponent button, the game will find a worthy combatant of a similar skill level within your current Live Arena tier. To make matchmaking as fair as possible, matches are found based on both your average and most recent performance data. Once
tank your data, get down low, and then find some scrubs. That's the way to do it.
You're matched with a suitable opponent, you're on to the first phase of battle. This is where you pick your champions, and where the mind games truly begin. A coin flip decides who picks first, and then each player takes a turn picking champions from their roster. Both players go back and forth until they both have a team of 5.
I kind of like this. So I guess maybe we don't get to it, but I don't think you're able to pick the same champions. And it's interesting. So you're actually going to pick all 5 before the ban phase, which you could get wrecked. You could get hard wrecked. It's like, what do you bring? You have to bring 2 damage dealers for sure. I don't know, man. I like the idea of this. This is way more interesting as a PvP mode to me than current arena.
Then each player gets to ban a single champion from the opposing team.
Like in this scenario here, I know this probably wouldn't be the actual team someone would pick, right? But you ban Arbiter away here, and all of a sudden you've got a slow team. Yeah, very slow team. And that might be the bait. That might be what Dropple here is hoping for. So it's a bit of mind games both ways. Like, one, are you bringing some bait that you want to be banned away? Or two, if someone gets banned, do you have enough kind of in your team makeup to actually take down the opponents? It's actually quite an interesting way to do it. Also, some of those very, very top tier picks at the moment, like Marishka and Taras, you know, if they're banned away and only one person's allowed to pick them, then suddenly it's like you need to rely on the next tier down of champions.
That means that champion won't be taking part in the battle, bringing teams down to 4. In bronze and silver tiers, you can use duplicate champions. Once you hit gold, though, all champion picks must be unique across both teams.
Like that a lot. That's a good job.
That means no duplicate champions at all. You can use all sorts of devious tricks during this phase. Conceal your intended strategy. Pick decoy champions to trick your opponent into banning a champion you weren't going to use. Deliberately pick champions to take them off the table for your opponent.
Yeah, that's actually cool. Especially when you're in a high level and you know your opponents. When you get to like high tier play here, that's actually exactly what they will be doing. I personally wish that the ban phase was after 3 picks or maybe 4 picks, so that at least you can fill a gap with your final pick. That's my personal view, but yeah, obviously that's not what they're doing.
The possibilities are endless. Just be aware that these same tricks are being used against you. Finally, each player selects their team leader. As with all other game modes, the team leader's aura skill will empower the rest of your champions, so choose carefully. Don't take too long considering your strategy. Each of these phases has a time limit, and the game will decide for you if the time runs out. Once the teams are locked in, it's time to battle. In terms of the battles themselves, there's no mechanical difference between Live Arena and Classic Arena. The turn order of champions is determined by their speed stat and various turn meter manipulation skills. And each champion takes a turn and uses skills like they always do. But while the mechanics may be the same, you're now fighting a real human instead.
So what do you guys think here? It looks like everyone's going to just carry over their current gear, carry over their current blessings, which still means there's a massive paywall between the best players and like the next tier down. I actually hoped maybe it was always going to be unlikely, but I hope there would be some sort of balancing mechanic around that, you know, almost like the max blessing you could have is 3-star, or perhaps they would open up weeks or tournaments where actually everyone got 6-star blessings on their champions, that type of stuff, where it just gives you a full balance. Yeah, full balance in a fight, and then it's down to the skill of the pick phase, skill of the fight, rather than just, can I outgear my opponent?
Instead of an AI, so be prepared for anything. Watch the clock when choosing your skills. You've got 15 seconds to make your choice. If you don't decide in time, well, the game will. Fail to take your turn 3 times in a row, and you'll go into auto battle mode until you assume direct control. There's an overall time limit for every battle, too. Fail to finish within 30 minutes, and both players will be credited with a loss. Stalling isn't a viable strategy, and you'll want to fight as many live arena battles as you can while it's open. Now, let's take a look at why.
That's actually not true, is it? They've only got 5 battles until you start paying for them. So, and it's open in 4 windows through the day. It looks like 2 of the windows are close to each other on either side of the day. It's definitely not what they're saying there, unviable just to stall out a game. You know, if you've got 15 seconds, you could literally wait for the last second each time. There will be some people that are annoyed with that, but at least 15 seconds is way better than when we're looking at 30 seconds a turn.
You'll want to play Live Arena. As if the thrill of testing yourself against real people wasn't enough, winning Live Arena battles gets you Live Arena points and Live Arena crests. We'll go on to crests in a minute. As for points, earning these will see you advance through the different Live Arena tiers, from bronze to gold. For now, there's no platinum tier. Once you reach silver 1, losing battles will lose you points. If you don't fight at least 1 live arena battle for 5 days, you'll start to lose 5 live arena points each day until you fight another battle. There are also repeatable live arena quests that give you.
Hold on. What did he just say there? I want to double check what he said.
Points. If you don't fight at least 1 live arena battle for 5 days, you'll start to lose 5 live arena points each day until you fight another battle. There are also repeatable live arena quests that give you various rewards, including a live arena token refill and new artifacts. On top of that, we have multiple one-time rewards for reaching certain point milestones, ranging from a fancy new avatar to even a legendary champion.
So this is the dude. I've got all of his steel set. We're going to go through that at the end of this video. Quintus the Triumphant.
Speaking of artifacts, let's pause and take a closer look at the new sets available from live.
Two more artifact sets. That's now taking us up close to 60 sets in the game. I get it. We need a reason to do this new stuff. But the complexity of this game is a challenge, right? It's a challenge. When new people come in, this is opening at level 50. This is going to be open for Lady H. Yeah, this is going to be open as soon as this goes live for Lady H. Two more gear sets to think about. Another game mode to think about. It's actually pretty overwhelming, I think. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Let's see what these sets are anyway.
Live Arena, Impulse, and Zeal. Impulse artifacts increase your champion's speed and provide a chance of reducing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn.
Damn. That's actually pretty cool. So speed set mixed with reflex set on a 4-piece. It's basically just, it's slightly worse chance to get the skill cooldown, but with speed on it as well. Very cool set.
It's a great set for nukers, healers, pretty much anyone with skills you want to use as often as possible.
Certainly not a great set for nukers in the traditional sense, like a arena nuker, but would be a great set for like an enemy max HP style champion in a Hydra team.
And we have Zeal artifacts. They increase the champion's critical damage by 25% and have them dealing more damage if their target still has high HP.
So 25% more crit damage, plus 7.5% damage for every 25% HP that they've got, but doesn't, unless he's about to tell us, does not ignore defense. I don't know really of any champions except champions that already ignore defense, like Baron or Georgid or someone like that.
It should give your attackers and nukers a little extra punch to take down champions in one shot.
Just straight more damage versus ignore defense. I don't think it's going to be worthwhile. Maybe the big maths brains will tell me I'm wrong on that, but unless these champions are already ignoring defense, I think this is quite a bit weaker.
Both these sets will be available in the reward chests you get for winning 35 live arena battles. This is a regular quest, so you'll be able to farm these artifacts so long as you keep winning. Finally, let's return to those shiny live arena crests. You can spend the crests you win in live arena battles to unlock area bonuses in the Great Hall. Here's how they work. Live arena crests come in bronze, silver, and gold, just like classic arena medals. The first 3 levels of any area bonus are upgraded with bronze crests. Levels 4 to 6 need silver, and everything else needs gold.
So you can get up to 30% more stats. Is that what they're saying? In each of these areas? Up to 30% more crit damage. This is what this one is. But for this particular area, Hydra battles or whatever. It's funny again, like they make you do arena to gain stats in PvE. The normal Great Hall, they make you do arena to gain stats everywhere in the game. This one, they make you do live arena to gain stats in PvE fighting. It's just weird. It's actually just weird. You think there would be a Great Hall like this, where it's the more PvE you do, you get medals to improve your PvE, and in a separate Great Hall where the more PvP you do, you get to improve your PvP stats. That's the way I would make it happen, honestly. It just seems weird to me.
You can also use higher tier crests to unlock lower tier bonuses, just like with classic arena medals. You might also notice that with the introduction of area bonuses, the old bonuses earned by spending arena medals have had a name change. These are now called affinity bonuses because, as the name suggests, they boost the stats of champions of a specific affinity. We'll give you 3 guesses as to what area bonuses do. That's right. They boost the stats of any champion, but only in specific locations. For example, upgrading the attack bonus slot in the Potion Keeps row will, you guessed it, increase your champion's attack when fighting in the potion keeps.
No prizes to know where you should start to put your tokens first, right? Is it going to be potion keeps? Ice Golem? Nah. Even someone like Spider, honestly, probably not. It's going to be places like Hydra, and then areas that you actually want to farm hard.
Area bonuses will also give you the option to increase your champion's speed, and even give them the ability to ignore a portion of enemy defense. Remember the hard mode dungeons we talked about in the previous What's Next in Raid episode? Area bonuses will be a huge help in farming those locations. And the best thing? Area bonuses apply to a champion's base stat directly, just like affinity bonuses. Add all these bonuses together, and you'll be super strong when fighting in certain locations. Bosses, fear my wrath. Okay, that's all there is to tell about Live Arena for now. We can't wait to see the changes to Raid's PvP scene, and we hope you all have a blast. We want to add a few things in future iterations, so keep an eye on the news too. Until then, hit like and subscribe to keep on top of new videos.
Okay, so the one thing that's missing for me here is, what are we playing for? What does the top players get? Why do you want to win this? A bit like the 3v3 right now. Why does someone want to be top in that area? And the answer right now is there's no reason to. I hope they don't go with there's no reason to be top of Live Arena. I hope that they're thinking about stuff like arena tournaments for different tiers, not just for the top players, but for all tiers. Otherwise, it's a little bit of a wasted opportunity for a new game mode in Raid. So anyway, let's get to the new champion. Okay, here we go. So Quintus the Triumphant, going to be available through this game mode. I think the kit is actually pretty bonkers in a good way. So he's a Void Legendary for the Bannerlords. The image we've got so far, I do actually have a graphic. Let me show you this quick of him spinning around. Here we go. He looks ready. He looks ready. I'm not sure if he's got hands. I think he does. Yeah, there they are. Pretty cool looking dude. Certainly fitting the Bannerlord theme. Got shiny kneecaps, just like his friends Septimus and the Baron. Okay, what's going on? We've got Encore Performance. He's an artist. Attacks one enemy, places an extra hit if the target's got no buffs. If this attack is a crit, repeat the attack once. So it's a double hit if there's no buffs. And if it's a crit, he does that again. So is that potentially 4 hits? Is that potentially 4 hits? When they've got these conditional extra hits, generally they hit really hard anyway. Yeah, think someone like Constantine. Think Magnar with his AoE smack. Trundar with a kind of AoE hits. Normally if there's a potential double hit, they hit very hard. So this is looking like it could be brutal as an A1. I'm putting my money down. I think this might be the hardest hitting A1 in the game after reading that out. I think it could be. A2, Strip Away. Attacks an enemy, removes all buffs, then places decreased defense on them, becomes a sheep, for 2 turns before attacking. These effects cannot be resisted. So straight up, you've got no buffs, my friend, and you've got decreased defense before I smack you in. And you can't stop that, and I'm void. That's a kind of nutty A2, honestly. Goes on a 3-turn cooldown. Loads of bookage for damage. Damage inflicted by the skill cannot be decreased by enemy passives or masteries. So, wow. That's crazy as well. Except by the passive skills of bosses. Okay. Damage inflicted by the skill cannot be increased by either this champion's masteries or ally passive mastery skills. Except when fighting bosses. Okay, so masteries are not boosting his damage, but enemies are not decreasing his damage, which is way more important, by the way. Interesting. Resets the cooldown of the crowd favorite skill if he kills someone. So the A3 gets reset by the A2 if he kills someone. Then the A3 here, crowd favorite, is an AoE skill, puts increased attack and crit damage on himself before attacking for 3 turns. Resets the cooldown of Strip Away if he kills someone. So these 2 abilities chain resetting each other. Damn. That's cool. That's cool. Well, look, if he does any sort of damage, then those abilities are looking quite tasty, I think. Percussion here for the passive. Weird that he's like a musician, but he's just carrying hammers. Anyway, each of these champion skills deal additional pure damage. The amount of pure damage dealt is equal to 10% of the target's max HP for each buff on them. So if we're fighting with this big AoE and they've got 3 buffs each, we're getting 30% pure damage straight out off the bat. Or 30% of the target's max HP additional in pure damage. The additional pure damage also ignores shield. Damn. This dude looks crazy. This dude actually looks crazy good. Definitely is hard focused arena, but we'll have some benefits in other wave-based content as well. Quintus the Triumphant got attacking arena battles as well. Feels like he's definitely one that's worth going after. I can definitely see some of the big whales like splurging some gems to refill their live arena medals as quick as possible to pick this dude up. I'd imagine he'll either be... I doubt he's going to be pullable from shards. Don't know the answer to that, but I doubt he will be. So he probably is going to be empowered by a different Void Legendary along the way. There you go, guys. Big update. What do you think? Comment down below. Are you interested? Are you interested in this champion? I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.